Alright guys, what is going on and welcome to the channel. In today's video I am going to be showing you the RDI arms compensator for the Springfield Echelon, and we're going to talk about if this compensator is worth your money or not. And if you're not familiar with what's going on, I bought 6 different Springfield Echelon compensators and I'm going through and testing them against each other to see which one is the best for your Echelon. I'm testing reliability, recoil reduction, and I'm checking all of the specs, and I'm going to tell you at the very end of the series which one is the best for your Echelon. So if that's something that you're interested in seeing, go ahead, subscribe to the channel, give me a like on the video, and be sure to check out the whole series. This is the 3rd one that I'm testing. I have 3 more to go, so keep your eye out for those videos. And like I said, this is the RDI arms compensator. Let's go ahead and let's talk about it. So the first thing I'm going to point out that I love that really drew me to this compensator is I love the fact that they put the Echelon slide serration on the compensator. Design wise, that is very smart and it matches the gun perfectly. For reliability wise, I put just about 200 rounds through this in the span of an hour, and I was having so much fun shooting this gun I couldn't stop shooting it. So reliability wise, I did not have a single hiccup. This thing is 100% good to go. So here is some important information that you need to know for this recoil test that I did. For one, I was using 115 grain ammo, and for 2, I was using the Mantis X10 system. So the Mantis X10 system has a recoil meter on it, so that is going to go through and just measure the amount of muzzle rise that your gun has. All of my data is based off that. So for this test, there's definitely an element for human error. That is why I am shooting several magazines and I'm having an average out of those magazines. Alright, so in the original recording, I actually got a couple numbers wrong, so I'm going to go ahead and correct that now. Alright, so I shot 6 magazines through the gun with the compensator on it, and out of those 6 magazines, my average was 9.6 degrees of muzzle rise. I then took off the threaded barrel and removed the comp. I put on the regular barrel, and then my average muzzle rise that I got was 18.17 degrees. Now that muzzle rise was a little bit higher than normal. I typically average about 17 degrees of muzzle rise on a normal shooting day. So I'm just going to go ahead, we're just going to call it 17 degrees of muzzle rise on that one. So going from 17 degrees of muzzle rise down to 9.6 degrees when you put on the compensator, that means the recoil reduction that was done was 43.52% recoil reduction. So just by putting on the compensator, you then reduce 43.5% of muzzle rise, which is insane. But let's say you wanted me to use the original data, and I went from 18.17 degrees of muzzle rise down to 9.6 degrees of muzzle rise. That is a recoil reduction of 47.16%. That is insane. I would say 43% would probably be more realistic. I typically do average right around 17 degrees of muzzle rise on the Echelon without the compensator, so I would be pretty comfortable with that number. So overall, that is very impressive for the compensator. And now because of that, that now puts the list of compensators at RDI Arms at number 1 at 43.5% of muzzle rise reduction. Number 2 is going to be Harrington Arms at 37.53 and Rook Precision at 37.08. So that is the 3 that I've tested, and that is the current list of highest recoil mitigation to lowest. And also, I forgot to mention, while I was installing the compensator, the area that they give you to clean off the Loctite when you're threading in the little set screws, you have almost no room at all. You definitely can't get a rag in there, and you can barely get a Q-tip in there. So I know that was a previous complaint that I had on the Rook Precision. This one is even worse. So they give you no room to clean up the Loctite at all on the set screws. So it is what it is, but it is something important to note. I am amazed at the results that I got, and I could not stop shooting the gun because it was so flat and it was so easy to stay on target. It was so much fun. So as far as the compensators that I've tested so far, this one's my favorite. But with that said, there's also some downsides to this compensator. While the gun does look cool and the compensator really complements it really well, with something that is very important is how hot this compensator got during my testing. So after I got done shooting, I believe it was 5 magazines, I checked the temperature on the compensator and I saw the highest was 150 degrees. That will burn you. The highest that I saw on the slide was 127 degrees, which is not ideal, but that's not as bad as the actual compensator itself. As far as the temperature goes, if this is your everyday carry and you're wanting to put this compensator on, and if you're training with this gun, that will burn you. And for context, I took the compensator and the barrel out, I put in the OEM flush fit barrel, I shot 3 magazines through it while the slide was still hot from the compensator, and the highest temp that I got was 130 degrees. I also did want to know, after shooting 7 mags on the gun with the compensator, the screws were loose on it. I did put Loctite on them, I did tighten it down as you're supposed to, and they still ended up working loose, so I'll probably just have to use more aggressive Loctite, but it is what it is. But as far as reliability goes, it was amazing. Like I said, I shot basically 200 rounds through it. I could not stop shooting it because I was enjoying it so much, and I did not have a single problem as far as reliability goes, which I was a little worried about considering how massive that port was. So for this setup, I am extremely happy about the recoil reduction that I got. So shout out to RDI Arms. They made a damn good product, and I have nothing bad to say about it. The only information I was missing on the compensator was what material they used for it, so I went ahead and DM'd RDI Arms on Instagram, and he actually got back to me pretty darn quickly. They are using 6061 aluminum for their compensator. The good thing about that is that 6061 is very good with corrosion resistance, but it may not be as durable as 7075 is, but it's more affordable and it is better at corrosion resistance. A bunch of these manufacturers that make comps use 6061, so we know that it is a good metal for this application. This compensator is 1.25 inches in length, and it weighs 0.97 ounces. And for context, I'm going to compare it to the Rook Precision compensator, which is another fantastic compensator. The Rook Precision is 1.3 inches in length, while the RDI Arms is 1.25 inches in length. I verified that, that is correct. The Rook Precision is 1.5 ounces, and the RDI Arms is 0.89 ounces. My guess is it's probably because they cut away so much material in this compensator, that's why it's fairly light. Now, the nice thing is this compensator is the same exact width as the Echelon, as it should be. So I have no complaints there. They really thought about that, and they did a good job with that. Also, this compensator does work on the 4.5 inch full-size Echelon, as well as the compact Echelon, the 4.0 inch. And the price on this compensator was $110. While this is one of the more expensive options out of the 6 that I purchased, this is also the best performing one. So as far as that goes, I have no complaints. I think that price is very fair for what you're getting. Also, this compensator does have a black anodized finish, and it is made here in the USA in Idaho. So yeah, that is all the information that I have on this compensator. And if you want to see other products tested or other compensators tested, by all means, let me know as well. I'd be really curious to hear your guys' thoughts down below in the comments. Again, if you enjoy content like this, don't forget to give me a like and subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys again for watching. I greatly appreciate it. I'll see you guys in the next one.